The problem that I'm solving is exactly my problem. Mm-hmm. So we have a portfolio of houses, and up until about 2.5 years ago, we were doing long-term tenancy, which is 12 months at a time, and you get market level rates, okay? Which is, there's cash flow, it's good, it's steady, it's reliable. But I always wanted to make more, right? With your assets, if you could double or triple the revenue on your assets, I think most people are interested in that. I was. We tried short-term rentals, Airbnb. It's death by 1,000 cuts. Like, pillowcases are often ruined. Like, where's the microwave? How do you open a door? Like, all this, like, people, and they're not all from Texas, right? But it's like, people are sitting there going like, how do I get in? Like, what I need this, right? So all these like death by 1,000 cuts, right? And so that constant turnover, the constant questions, all that stuff, it like really wears on the team and like what you're doing in terms of inventory. You got to like change sheets out, all that stuff. So all that's gone. And then what you do is you get that same amount of money, but by doing midterm rentals, which is 1 to 9 months long. So you can get the same amount of revenue as like a short-term rental, but without all the headache, without all the turnover and like questions and all that kind of stuff.
So what you're doing is you're managing properties in a way that you market them in that way from 1 to 9 months.
Yes. So we market them specifically for insurance and crisis, needs. So if someone has fire, water damage in their home, they don't want to stay in a hotel. Like no one wants to stay in a hotel for multiple months. And they need a home to stay that's in their certain zip code. And we help them find a house.
That's pretty innovative. I don't know what's the secret sauce for finding this.
Yeah. So how it happened was one of my properties, it's actually on my Instagram account at Ryan Graham's Mueller, but you can see there's a video that goes from trashed to 65K cash flow. And this is what happened is one of my properties over on the east side, I remember it was in the middle of March of 2023, and I drive up, and the person's supposed to be vacating because they weren't making payments on rent. Okay, so it's like little sketch, and I remember driving up, and it's raining, and there's like a couch, a chair, a tire in the front lawn. There's like trash everywhere, and I open the door, and the place is completely ruined. The door wasn't even locked. Lights are all on. Fans are on. And there's like couches with like stuffing ripped out. There's literally a dead rat in the front. It was horrible. The place was trash. You can see this all on my Instagram. There's a video of it. And we ended up turning that place into a really nice home. Floor to ceiling, top to bottom, interior, exterior. Took the tree down in the front, took out the grass, everything. And my first tenant was an insurance claim. And I thought it was a scam. I was like, what is this? You serious? They're going to pay $3,500 a month on a property that I was getting $1,450 before. Market rate was probably about $2,000. I was like, what is this? What is this?
Wow.
And then now we get people that stay there for $5,500 a month, every single month.
Oh, wow. Wow. And then you're doing that for other investors and other people.
So I'm about to. So I am going to be a property manager.
Okay.
And I'm just hanging my license now. So that is coming. And I'll be able to do that for a lot of people. Right now, I just do it with my own portfolio.
Oh, you're just doing it for your own portfolio?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. I mean, I'm seeing it could be like even the next trend of like real estate courses.
Yeah. Well, so what's so interesting about it is that this is an opportunity that I think a lot of people have maybe heard about once or twice, or they don't know about it, but they're like, how do I start and get into it? And so that's my goal, is to become a property manager that takes this nationwide, because there's so many people that don't understand it, don't understand the lease terms, don't understand the fee structures, don't understand the what is needed, how to market it. And I want to make this option available for like every person that has a home. It doesn't have to be just the big fish. I mean, if you got a property, I will help get that marketed to the right channels. Yeah, I have a promise to unlock. I think that the promise was in 25 years, in 10 years, the goal is to unlock like $350 million of revenue for landlords that don't even know this opportunity exists. Because there's so many people that have a home and they want to make more money, but they don't want to deal with the death by 1,000 cuts from Airbnb. And so now I'm becoming a property manager, so my reach of properties expands. And then once I'm a licensed property manager, the goal is I can meet with other property managers that have similar inventory. And because of my lead magnets and the way I've developed this business, I can leverage those resources and leverage those lead funnels to start making placements in other places, as long as there's another property manager to work with. So I can expand my inventory super quick, along with the technology to be able to make those bookings happen fast and hopefully go nationwide.
Right.
Not hopefully. Let me correct that. We are going nationwide.
Wow. That's a great vision. And being that there's so much profit to be made, there's a lot of...
Here's the thing is that Guess who pays the rent, Sergio?
The insurance companies, you said.
How much money do insurance companies have?
A lot.
So they're not going to default on payment. And because a midterm rental is not, appreciated by most property managers, the ones that do will get rewarded because like, wow, now I have all this inventory that will consider a 3 to 6 month lease because I can make the same amount of money for an investor in 6 months that they do in a year.
Yeah. So that's a hedge for the other 6 months just in case they can't get it rented again.
Yeah.
So
That's why we converted our portfolio because like I'll have a couple months of vacancy, but again, it's hedged because I've already made the money for the entire year.